The coronavirus and college campuses. Clearly not a consensual combination. But what can counties, cities, and cops do to help curtail COVID's continued and contagious condition in our chaotic country? Welcome. My name is David Jolly, and today we talk about COVID-19, college campuses, and laws to help stem the increase in cases. Coronavirus cases in the United States now top 6 million. According to the New York Times, nearly half of the top 20 metropolitan areas where new cases per capita rose the most over the past several weeks are in college towns where campuses have reopened. College towns and university campuses are now the hotspot of new COVID-19 cases. This, of course, is hardly surprising when dealing with social creatures such as college-age people. College campuses throughout the country are now struggling with how to deal with the problem of balancing classes, socialization concerns, and the health epidemic we are all facing. A recent New York Times article points out increases in COVID-19 positive tests in the United States and wags its journalism finger at the worst offending college towns in Iowa, Mississippi, Kansas, Alabama, Georgia, North Dakota, and Washington State as the worst of the offenders. Every day we see new examples of significant COVID outbreaks in universities across the country. And this begs the question, what are local authorities doing, if anything, to protect these college students from themselves? Some colleges have opened using remote learning proactively as a way to diminish the outbreaks, while other colleges have been more reactive with their approach turning to shutdowns, remote learning, and quarantine after significant increases in COVID cases. But before we dig into that, the reality is this dilemma is extraordinarily difficult. None of us have ever experienced anything so troubling. We have no direct experience to draw from as precedent. We're kind of making it up as we go along. However, many of the college towns are now trying to deal with the fact that the opening of colleges has created a host of new problems. Looking into my own backyard, we have Washington State University, located in Pullman, Washington. Washington State University, also known as Wazoo, has experienced some of the worst outbreaks in COVID cases in the country. As Troy Henderson, the county public health director, stated, about 12,000 young adults pulled into a very small rural town. Local authorities are, of course, concerned with this great increase in COVID-19 cases that have coincided with the new school session. Pullman's Chief of Police, Gary Jenkins, announced that he would be cracking down on parties and start fining party hosts in an attempt to regulate and deter partygoers from social gatherings. But dissuading a partygoer at Washington State University is about as likely as Wazoo winning the Apple Cup. According to the Pullman Police Department, a first violation would cost a party host $250. A second violation would result in a $350 fine, and a third or subsequent offense would result in a criminal misdemeanor. In the first 4 days of this crackdown, 8 people were ticketed. Many more have been ticketed since. So credit to Pullman, as they are off to a decent start. But as Wazoo students well know, the game isn't won in the first quarter. The fact is that only time will tell if this law is effective. More importantly, the question remains, will police continue to enforce this law? And if a violator reaches their third violation, will law enforcement actually have the guts to file a criminal citation? The problem with this law, and others like it, is that there is no disincentive to actually attend one of these social functions. There is no ticketing or criminal misdemeanor enforcement for those who attend, just for the one who hosts. What if the function is held in a common area of an apartment building or fraternity or sorority with no actual host? Clearly, this law and related legal issues need some work, but admittedly, it's a start, and that's good. For more information on COVID laws and the changing face of college education, please subscribe to this channel and check out our upcoming videos dedicated to the coronavirus and the law.